Okay, so it's been about 2 weeks since the release of Naruto Storm Revolution, and I think we've had about enough time to say whether or not there are some OP characters in the game. I've seen a couple of videos released in the past week that say like top 5 OP characters, but I wanted to give you guys a full rundown of the full 10 characters I think that deserve a spot as overpowered character. So first, as a disclaimer for this video, I want to go ahead and say that I am not a professional at this game, nor do I claim to know every single thing about this game. This is just purely my opinion and everything that I have experienced in the past 2 weeks of playing online. So this is just going to be everything from my perspective. You may have been wronged by a certain character more times than I have, or you may have been wronged by characters that I don't realize, so if you think so, go ahead and drop that down in the comments below and I'll go check that out. So for number 10, I'm going to cheat a little bit and I'm going to pick 4 different characters, or actually it's going to be a little bit more than that, but 4 characters mainly, and that's going to be Second Mizukage, Tamari, Udakata, and Deidara. And the reason for this is plain and simple. These kind of characters all really play the same when you choose the kind of battle style that you want to pick. Generally, I see people playing these kind of characters when they're using just a basic drive type, and then they're going to be throwing their ranged spammy attacks all over across the map. With the combination of a drive type character and having them have great range of the map really gives them a huge advantage, because when somebody chakra dashes forward towards you, they're still sending out their ranged attacks, but they're also getting attacked by your drive type. So when somebody is being attacked like that, you really have no chance of fighting back. There's not a whole lot of difference between these 4 types of characters, but Deidara has a definite advantage because of his tilt attack. And when you're throwing your tilt with your little spiders on the floor, you're going to be able to have some advantage of throwing your other attacks too, because the clay birds are going to distract them from seeing the spiders. Again, the main idea behind this whole choice of number 10 is that this is going to be a combination of a character who's being picked that has a great range advantage, that's very spammy, and is being picked in conjunction with the drive type, which both of those together make a deadly combo. For number 9, I'm going to have to go ahead and go with Kid Kakashi, and the main reason for that is his speedy attacks. His ninjutsu is incredibly fast, and his tilt attack is extremely useful in close range situations. You can see how fast it takes to deploy this jutsu and what little time you have to recover from it. His tilt is pretty useful in these kind of scenarios where you got a smallish map, so you can see how fast you can deploy that attack since it instantly stuns your opponent. You can see just how fast this jutsu is by how little time the opponent has to react to my attack. When the first frames of the Chidori launch, you can see little to no time for your opponent to recover. Other than that, he's a pretty alright character. There's no other reason that he should be higher on the list, so that's why I think he deserves number 9. He's good, but he doesn't have an extreme amount of edge over other characters. I decided I want number 8 to be Mecha Naruto, and most people are probably thinking, well yeah, he's got so much stuff going on in this game, he has to be overpowered. Well, I'm not really talking about his true awakening. I'm more concerned about some of the smaller things that not many people notice. If you look at his basic combo, you can see that he has a lot of cancelable frames. This might not seem like too much of a problem at first, but this becomes a huge problem when you start to notice how much time your opponent has to recover. You don't see anything because your opponent's stunned. They don't have anything to recover from. Another problem I have is with his Rocket Rasengan attack. I couldn't really get good footage of this in practice mode, but when you're attacking somebody with that attack and you're turned around, you immediately will flip, and then you'll attack them as if you were face to face. And lastly, pretty much because he has a great basic awakening. Most people have a problem with his true awakening, but I find that his QB blaster has a great range, and you have not a lot of time to recover from a substitution because it also counts as a projectile. His regular attacks seem pretty fast, but I haven't had too many problems with it, so other than that, he's a pretty good character. Alright, for number 7 we still have the very fast and very prominent Conan. Even after Storm 3, Conan is still a very fast character and has great map domination. Other than Deidara, she's pretty much the main character that people go for when they want to pick a long map and they want to have a long range spammy character battle. Her mobility and her range are absolutely ridiculous and still remain to be. It takes next to no time for her to move across the map in less than a second. Even worse, her attacks have pretty great range too. I can definitely say for sure she's one of the fastest characters in the game. which is why I think she belongs at number 7 on this list. The general damage of her attacks don't bother me too much, but the fact that she can outspeed people is a definite problem. For number 6, I decided to go with Kurama Link Naruto. This form has an insanely overpowered tilt attack, allowing him to transport from any spot in the map immediately right behind you. I'd go as far to say it's even more powerful than Ito Minato's tilt. Combine that with a great speed and a teleporting combo, then you've got yourself a really overpowered character. His mini-tailed beast bomb attack is pretty fast too, so you should watch out for that. With this tilt, you can chain the teleport with any other kind of attack that you want, giving you a great advantage over your opponent. Other than that, he doesn't have a bad damage ratio, so there's not too much to say. His True Awakening doesn't bother me that much either. Looks like we're already down to our top 5, but we're not gonna have to worry about anything after that. I'm gonna kinda do what I did for number 10 and pick 2 characters for this one, but that's only because they play pretty much the same. So for number 5, we're gonna go ahead and go with my favorite character, Guy Sensei, and his companion Lee. What's really the problem with these 2 characters is how fast their awakening and true awakenings are. Guy has an incredibly long range when you try to chakra dash because it'll immediately fly towards your opponent, much like Conan. All you have to do during the true awakening is do a chakra dash and you'll teleport right behind them. Lee plays pretty much the same as Guy in this sense, but he has a very strong L1 and R1 in his true awakening stage. The range of his L1 and R1 match across the whole map during his true awakening, so you can see how this becomes a problem. Since they're both taijutsu characters, you can imagine their basic combo will do a lot more damage than a regular combo. However, they stay at the number 5 stage because they can only do these things during their awakening or true awakening when they're at risk for losing health. For number 4, I'm gonna go ahead and go with a brand new character that's been introduced named Shisu. I had no idea that this character really existed in the Naruto universe until I saw him in the character theater story mode. I know people are probably gonna complain that I put him up higher on the list than Guy or Lee, but I think that this guy has a lot more problems than the regular guy. To start, he plays like Ito Minato. He's a teleporting character, which means that when you're gonna be substituting around them, you're not gonna have much of an advantage since their attacks have priority. Coupled with the basic teleport, the basic combo is pretty fast too, so you're gonna have to try to get around that. His tilt attack can be used as a teleport as well, but you can chain it to other various combos. My main and final problem with him is the fact that his ninjutsu can land 3 different hits. At default, it's only supposed to do 1 hit, but if you keep doing a circle and a B combo, it'll end up landing 3 different hits, which becomes problematic when you're trying to substitute away from it. For number 3, we're gonna have to go with Madara in his Project Scanome form. This guy is beyond overpowered. He should be considered extremely overpowered. First of all, his basic combo has an insane amount of range. I'm not talking about any kind of ranged attacks, this is his basic circle B combo. Coupled with that, the attack can be combo continued through a chakra dash, so you're gonna have a really hard time trying to get out of that range. Second of all, his tilt attack acts as a basic reflex, so you don't even need to worry about losing any chakra. His ninjutsu has a really long range, and it's very fast and dangerous. And lastly, the crux that everybody has with Madara is his true awakening. I'm almost at a loss for words for it because the power that this has alone is insurmountable to regular characters. He has full control of the map, and his regular ninjutsu as a true awakening character takes away almost your full life bar. It's pretty much almost guaranteed that you're gonna lose a whole life bar whenever somebody goes into his true awakening. I don't know how he hasn't found a nerf yet, but it's insane. Here at number 2, we have the character that's played the most out of any Naruto game ever, Ito Minato. I swear, this guy is OP in pretty much every Naruto game that he's been in. So what's OP about him? Well, pretty much everything that he can do. He's very fast, he's a teleporting kind of character, so his attacks have a priority, and there's a whole other bucket of things that's overpowered about him. So first off, obviously he's a teleporting character, but his ninjutsu has the ability to charge itself, which can teleport towards your opponent from any range. Beyond that, he has a tilt attack that if you land, it allows you to teleport to the opponent faster than Naruto does in his Kurama Link mode. As if that wasn't enough, his True Awakening is one of the most powerful in the whole series too. His Chakra Dash is an instant teleport behind you, the ninjutsu has a full range of the whole map, and his basic combo stuns and teleports you to the opponent. This character is absolutely insane, and I see no way to nerf any of these abilities. So sad to say, I guess Ito Minato is here to stay. Lastly, we have NumberOne. Who could possibly be more powerful than the Ito Minato character I just displayed? The guy's fast, he can teleport, he has great range of the map. What could possibly be better than that? Well, I'll tell you. Danzo. Fucking Danzo, man. He is the worst character in the whole game. And for one reason and one reason only. His True Awakening has an attack on his R1 called Reverse Tetragram Seal. The Reverse Tetragram Seal is a one-hit kill. Well, obviously you might be asking, well, there's gotta be some drawbacks to using it, right? Little to none, actually. If you miss the attack, all that happens to you is that you lose a substitute. However, if you have no substitutes, you lose all of your health. But when you take into consideration the fact that you can take away all of your opponent's health in one hit, it kinda doesn't seem like the punishment fits the crime. I have no idea how this was able to get into the game, and I have no idea why it hasn't received a nerf yet. As it stands, this is the most powerful thing that you can do to any character in the game. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. You're playing as somebody who has the range of a boss battle character, you're playing as somebody who's a regular. It just doesn't really matter. It's all the same. Everybody will die in one hit no matter what you do with this attack. It's bananas, man. I don't know how this is gonna land for the next couple of weeks and months into the game. Alright, so that was my opinion on who I think the top 10 OP characters are in this game. I hope you agreed with me, and I hope this informed you a lot about what to avoid in the game, and I certainly hope you don't go picking these characters out yourself. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate it.